Morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing awesome. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love y'all. We're going to finish up the Battle of the Sexes with the Creator's View today. The Divine Masculine is rising from the ash like the phoenix. The Divine Feminine is making a foundation for all living creatures on this planet. It's not just about the humanity, it's about the farm. This is the farm. Mother Earth is the garden, right? This is the place that feeds us, that nourishes us, that shows us beautiful, colorful things, beautiful rocks, just beautiful creatures, beautiful flowers. And so we want to protect our mother and keep her abundance rolling and going, keep her from being toxified. We want to keep her fresh and clean because she'll stay forever young, Mother Earth will. And she is the heart of this universe. The heart chakra, the green. Yeah, she's green. I heard that this morning on another radio station. So, this isn't me that discovered this or thought of this. But when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, this is the heart chakra of the universe. And I've known that all along. I've known that. I told you this is where everybody watches us and everybody dreams of coming to the planet Earth to find their heart space, to open their heart space. Well, I heard that. I just know that was right. Green and blue, this is where we talk and feel and talk. We feel and we talk about it. Blue is the throat chakra. It's also the blueprint. This is the blueprint, this planet, for other planets that will be created when mankind learns peace. I know God will never let us carry the warmongers out into space to make more miserable people and more miserable planets. This is the planet where we learn to have peace in our hearts and then go outward from here. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, I haven't looked at the card. We're going to look at it now. Emotions. Creator wants to talk about emotions. How you feel. And again, we've come to the heart. Because your heart is the nervous center of your whole creating, your whole machine here. And your heart is where the emotions are. That's the waters, right? And emotions are memories and feelings that we have that are stored in our body. Now, what do I know about emotions? Well, I know this without being a scientist, okay? Your emotions can make you or break you. And if you're not, if your emotions overtake you, this is a sign that you're being triggered and you need to be healed. Or you need to heal that what triggers you. So we're never all the way healed. Even yesterday I had a trigger. So, and the day before, every day, I have things that I work on within myself to look through to find out why I feel the way I feel. To release the old emotions and let them go, because some are as far back as when I was a child. that I come across sometimes. And then, of course, you want to keep those emotions that make you feel like, wow, life is awesome, or I love this and I'm so grateful for it. Your grateful emotions, which I have as often as I have a disturbing emotion at this point in time. But it wasn't always like that. It was opening my eyes to hope and faith, and then allowing myself to believe in something enough and to be patient to wait for it to come to fruition, which helped my faith and hope get stronger and stronger and stronger until, understanding the way the spirit works, that, if you can be grateful for what you have and be happy where you're at, then God will meet you right there and work forward to more abundance. And when I'm talking about God, I'm talking about a spirit of love, a spirit, that awakens your inner child, a spirit that will bring you up out of despair as you work through, because you can't just appear out of despair. That's not even magic, that's enabling. You got to know what's going on within you so that you can be a awakened human, a real human. Humanity knows what is going on within their universe, and this is your universe right here, and many things are happening within there, and to get them all lined up with your emotions to understand where you need to be healed, whether it's heart emotions or sacred or your solar. Okay, let's just go love. You want to feel more love, you would work in your heart. You want to start working with your heart in self-love, especially, and to be happy about who you are. My God, when I was not happy with who I was, living in my body was living. I remember just feeling like nothing was right in there. I just couldn't figure it out. And I didn't understand that I truly hated myself. I did not like me. I did not like who I was. And there's no joke. That's no joke. I did not like who I was. I felt like I had better potential, but I didn't know how to accomplish it. In your sacral, like, I hated everybody. Not only did I hate me, but I hated everybody too. And it was not a nice place to live. This house was not a nice place to live in. And the best thing that ever happened to me is I lost everything just in one fell swoop. Home, vehicles. Well, I guess I didn't lose everything because I still have my dogs and my husband. So we lost everything basically at that time. And I didn't realize what a wonderful experience it was going to be. Because when you got nothing around you and nothing you can depend on, every little thing you get makes you grateful. It's amazing how it works, okay? Yeah, when you got nothing and, you're standing on the corner wondering if you're going to have a meal today because you've never been through this experience before and you're depending on other people to care about you, and you haven't cared for yourself or anybody else in so long that, it's hard to imagine that anybody would. And then, the people start coming and they stop and they hug you and they tell you everything's going to be all right. They tell you they're going to pray for you. It was mind-blowing for me. It changed my world. I realized that God was true and that he wouldn't leave me alone, just like he said. And so I guess what I'm saying is your emotions, and these are sweet emotions that I'm having right now. I love these emotions. I will never go back on these feelings. These feelings are precious to me. Realizing and understand that I am a beloved child of God. But I had to have that proved to me, and so God did. By taking everything away and then walking me through a lot of stuff for 10 years and then giving me back my home and my family. That's an emotion that I love to think about, and I will keep it for the rest of my life. So that's a good emotion. And when we talk about emotions, that's where we want to be able to differentiate the emotion of wonderfulness that you have and it overtakes you, or the emotion of anger, or the emotion of frustration, or the emotion of jealousy, or the emotion of hate. And we've all been through it. I was the queen of it. Every time I told God I couldn't do something, he said, "Oh yeah, watch this. You're going to do it. You're going to change. You watch. You're going to." And you got no choice because I'm chosen. And if I didn't change, if I didn't do it, he would kick my ass. God is a good father. God is a good mother. However you want to set it up, and they're both. So when you're getting your butt pummeled and the whole world seems to be crashing down around your shoulders, just know that good is on its way, because God's moving shit out of your life to make room for the things you can love. And that's a wonderful thing, right? Now, I've been talking about emotions. You see, let's look at this card again. Let me look at it real close. Oh, we got the heart and the star, the body and the love and the heart. The sword represents the mind and memories. And here we go. You know, as I was saying, everything to me was dark and nobody cared about nothing and the whole world was in a pit. And then all of a sudden, you know, out of nowhere, I have to tell you, Jesus showed up. Now, look, I hear a lot of people saying Jesus is the only way. Look, my God is greater than just one way, okay? My God would never do that to the people and give 8 billion people one way. When there is 8 billion trillion stars in the universe, when we have 13 planets surrounding this planet, we have a sun and a moon. There is not one of anything except for the planet Earth. So if there's any one way, you can go through the mother. I hate when people say it's just this way, because there's never just this way. So all of you people who think only Jesus can bring you to the light, you are horribly wrong. You can follow Jesus to the light. But his blood, because it says in the first chapter of Genesis, we are not to drop a drop of human blood on this planet. Death is not rewarded. Death is the reward for everything. We all go to death. He talked to us about how to walk, how to behave, how to be righteous. He showed us to talk in truth, to walk in truth. He said to you, clean the inside of your heart. He didn't say, I'm here to make sure you get to heaven. Jesus said, clean your inward parts. Clean your heart, clean your soul, clean your liver, clean your life up. Jesus didn't say, follow me, in a way that meant to the cross of his death. That was a horrible murder, a misconception. My God, my father, my mother gods have told me they would never have sent their child to die for their sins. They would have took them upon themselves and showed up in the flesh in their own reincarnated forms. Don't get it twisted, sisters and brothers. Those of you who send your children to war to fight the war machine, that's what these people showed. That's what the church showed us. To sacrifice your sons and daughters because God sacrificed his son or daughter for you. Bullshit. Bullshit. See, now those were emotions of anger. Righteous wrath, baby. I know my emotions. And I really got pissed off, and I called out Satan, the devil, the liars. You ain't going to tell me that the murdered man's blood is going to take me to heaven. Don't you lie your ass to me, boys. Because when I experienced Jesus on the cross in a vision, my life went through hell. I felt guilty. I felt, oh my God, somebody's dying for me? What? And I went into the deepest, darkest of pits. Because look, I might have been a horrible person, but I damn sure didn't want nobody dying on my behalf. I guess from the beginning, I wanted to take accountability of who I was and what I was going to do on this planet. Another man died for me because I can't do what he done? That's not the way it was. Anybody that's a Bible thumper knows that in the first damn 3 chapters, it says, do not kill. Well, in the very beginning, they say Cain slew Abel, which I think is bullshit because Cain was a farmer, which was a harvester, which was the woman. And Abel was the animal tender, I forget the name for it, which were usually the men. So you can't tell me Cain slew Abel. I've researched that Bible for over 30 years. I was looking for the truth, you understand? I wasn't taking it at face value. I took from it what I could, and I realized that some of it in there was just pure bullshit. Now, a lot of y'all might leave me, and I'm sorry that I've offended you. But I took a lot of good things out of the book, the Bible, and then I realized maybe I better explore other religions because this one, is kind of, they're trying to tell me this white man that came over from the other side of the world where there, were probably hardly any white men whatsoever, died for me on a cross for my sins because I was bad, and I was told in the first chapter of the Bible that I was born in the image of God. What a fucking contradiction. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So see, I'm sweet, but I'm also very, I'm a fighter, and I fight for the truth of God, okay? And with this, we probably should draw some cards because God wants to talk to us about our emotions. He wants to know what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. And I just displayed a perfect example of people in their emotions, in their passion. Right? Right. I went through the teary part of telling you how God showed me that I was loved and everybody loved me. And And then I told you about the part that started my journey, the vision of Jesus, the vision of the crucifixion, the blood that fell all over me, and the earth at the same time in pink circles. But the most horrible thing of it was that he told me and pointed his finger right at me and said, I did this for you. And I took on the friggin' guilt. I got pissed off. I didn't ask you to do that for me, you know? I'd be willing to die on my own. Live or die. Now, one thing I know is if it wasn't for Jesus, I wouldn't be here where I'm at right now. Because it woke me up. It woke my ass up. You can't go through something like that and not go through a shock. And talk about emotional. And that was only the beginning of my visions and my encounters with the deities, the gods, the angels, and the troop of heaven. That's what I call the troop, the army, the guardians of this planet that are in the metaphysical or the netherworld. Okay, what are we going to use here? Okay. Hey, I didn't know if I was crazy or not, but I have decided that I'm not. I have decided that I have had experiences that 99% of the people on this planet haven't had. And I have decided that I'm an alien and I come from somewhere else, somewhere far, far away, like Mork from Mork. The moon, Archangel Haniel, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So I have given you some important insights that were behind the scenes. And, whether you believe me or not isn't up to me. If it resonated with you, you felt it. So, I'm not here to turn anybody against anyone or anything. All I'm here to do is to tell my truth, what I experienced through this experience of learning about the truth of what I perceived of God. And I am sharing these perceptions with you to let you know that God has told me it's not true that there's only one way. That would be anathema. There's 7 different continents on this planet itself. There cannot be just one way. There's, I don't know how many different colors and cultures of people. There cannot be just one way. There's never just one way. There is, if there's a will, there's a way. Right? If there's a will, if you have the will, you can find a way. And I did. And now, my way is agreeing with me. It's blessing me. I'm blessed consistently by the Mother, Father, God. I am the child. And so are you. We're all children of God. We're all born with the image in us. The egg is within us. We just hatch it. We clean ourselves up. We begin telling the truth. We stand in integrity. We don't be bystanders. Man, we're hooked right in. That's all God's looking for, is commonality. Be the common with God, What do you have in common with God? Do you have love in your heart? Do you have truth? What do you stand in that has commonality with God? You're there. Start working on it. I'm not taking anybody away from Jesus. He can have everybody that wants to wallow in the blood. I don't care. None of my business. But I'm not. And I found a way to go through Because after I thought about what had happened and that all that guilt was put on me, he'd do it for me. I wasn't a bad person. I wasn't born bad. I didn't do anything wrong. You ain't gonna stand and call me a sinner and make me feel like a piece of crap from the minute I'm born on this earth. I was born in the image of God. And so were you. We didn't need anybody to die and spill their blood. Not taking it away. Not saying even he did it. It could be a lie, a made-up myth by the churches. Because Jesus taught us a lot of good things. And we got to understand there's good and evil in everything. You got to be able to discern. Again, insights. This is God talking to you. And this is how God wants me to talk to you. So I hope you have mercy and compassion towards me. Because God is not that easy. You can kick me in the teeth kind of guy like everybody's been made to think. Our God is strong. It created this damn universe. Can you imagine the willpower inside something like that? That creates planets, waterfalls, and tell us there's only one way? Don't let the churches lie to you and the people who've been brainwashed to think our God is so small and so simple that everything has to be one way. Life experience, Archangel Chamuel, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. You are all the image of God. All of you. Yeah. Purple too. Purple high up, higher top crown chakra. Yeah, we have the magnetic lights within us, our chakra system. We go back to ancient days before Christianity come along, and we can see the difference. Nobody ever said it's all my way until we got to the Christianity. And then they're like, well, you do it my way or you're going to hell. I'd rather live through my hell than have another man have to be tortured and beat to death and murdered on a cross to bleed on top of me for me to be redeemed, and I have to watch this. This is post-traumatic stress disorder, and it gave me post-traumatic stress disorder. It was the most horrible thing I ever saw. I saw the whole damn thing, the knife go in and everything. The blood spurted out. It spurted all over me. And then he said, I do this for you. What a devil. For 30 years after that, I was petrified. 20, because it happened when I was 33. And I wasn't able to overcome till 55. When I finally said, this is not my fault. He didn't do it for me. I never asked nobody to do anything like that for me. Nor would I. Nor would I. I would die for myself before I asked anybody to die for me. So I got pissed off. I know that don't make no sense to a lot of this, but I did. And I'm like, you know what? The creator of this planet, I started realizing all the things that are on this planet for the people's joy and pleasure, everything, you know, trees for our houses, water to drink, beautiful fruit and vegetables, you know, meat on the hoof, and everything we need to supply us while we're here, that this God loved us. The Mother Earth loved us. And she was full of heart. And then I began talking to Mother Earth because I didn't know there could possibly be a mother. Could there be a mother? Yeah. Yeah, there was. She started talking to me through the trees, through the plants. And then I remembered when I was a little girl at 3 years old, there was nothing better for me to run outside and play in the tree and walk through the tall grass and go sit down on a rock by the creek. And I remember those were some of the most peaceful moments I ever had in my life. Yeah. And ever since I got the blood that was poured on me, I was not peaceful at all. I felt like I had been filled with demons and horrors and, just I couldn't, I didn't feel right. And it took a long time. I had to end up fighting all those demons that fell onto me. And I'm almost sure that, I got a good dose of it through the blood. Its occult works. And I had to fight for my very life through hell and high water to get to where I'm at now. And that wasn't the only vision I had. There was many that came after that. And so, with that being said, we want to talk about your emotions again. What are you giving your emotions to? Are you giving them to a good place that empowers you? Or are you giving them to yourself and understanding who you are and what you're here for? And for those of us, those who keep putting into my thing, Jesus is the only way, maybe for you, Jesus is the only way. But some of us like to think outside the box. And some of us know that God is the way, that the creator of creations is the real way. And we can go around that bloody mess and hook up righteously because we have love, hope, and faith. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Well, this turned out to be a really weird read, a really wild read. The wisdom to accept help from others, and many have uncertain self-employment. Well, the Five of Earths. Let's see what this means. I would say the churches are facing certain, uncertain self-employment because they had all kinds of opportunity to help the people be better. But they were just in it to take their money. I'm sorry, I just got to tell you, the rich are in hell. They don't have to pay taxes. And, the people just keep feeding them for what? What? Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. So, like I was saying, the churches are no different than any other organization on this planet that have used dark works to cover the people's eyes. And for those of you who are screaming, Jesus is the only way, will you just keep going right through that blood and you just see if you ever find joy and happiness? Because that is occult works. That is demonology. That is not good. I didn't find no good in it or pleasure. I found that I had to give it all to them. I didn't find no pleasure. But everybody in each to his own. I'd rather be an independent worker of God, of creations. And that's what I ultimately chose. And the Holy Spirit is with me. The fire is with me. The emotions, the water is with me. So obviously, for mine own good, I chose what I needed to choose. Six of Earth, gifts, money, time, effort, new career opportunities, receiving loans and paying off debts. I go by the 12 laws of the universe, give and take, balance and reciprocity. I work with my elements and balance them out. with God, so that and everybody has their own way. But let me tell you, God of all this stuff that we see around here did not do anything just one way. He made how many different kinds and colors of people? He made how many different kinds and colors of animals? God is not a one-way dude or chick. He made how many different kinds of trees? How many different kinds of flowers? There is no one way with the Almighty, with the creator of creations. Did he make just one planet? No. There's nothing of one he made except people. And even we are in clusters and collectives. Many of us think alike, look alike, act alike. We all want the same thing: good heart, good family, good food, a good home, a good happy joy to do something once in a while. But we're not alike. None of us are alike. Not one. Not one human is like another human. We all have different fingerprints. So ain't nobody going to tell me that a God who makes all this diversity is going to make one way to find it. And with that, I'm shutting the door. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I love you guys. Page of Air, logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. I'm going to leave you with that. Be impulsive, be curious, be honest, and God loves you for that. He wants the fools to jump out and start looking for something. Go ahead. Be brave. As long as you're not lying, cheating, stealing, and killing, then you're on God's side. As long as you're not manipulating, trying to get your way, and holding on to shit that's dead, God will love you. Well, you guys, I can't imagine what this one is, because my true self just showed. And I love you guys. Please like and share and subscribe if you're interested in my points of view, and please share your points of view with me as well. Even if you think Jesus is the only way, tell me why. Tell me why you think that. Because you were told that? Did you think about that? Tell me why Jesus is the only way. I want to hear your reasoning. Tell me. Show me. And I'm not even from Missouri. Okay. You guys have a great day. I love you. Bye-bye.